This was a simple project. I'm gonna add this in for the squirrel. And to make these, I made a whole bunch of things. 1, 2, 3, 4. I already made a few outside. It's easy. You just get this is from a skid actually. All this is skid wood, and it's 3/4 inch thick. And I just ripped it down to 1/2 inch, a whole bunch of them. After I did that, I made these 10 inches, and they're supports. So I put 2 for supports. I used a little scraps after. I'll show you later what they're used for, just 2 of them. And then I got a few of these, and I cut them down at a 45 at 6.5 inches from here to here. And then everything else is the same at 10 inches. So actually not quite 10 inches because I went to the edge of the miter saw, so it's very close to 10 inches. And 9 3/4, something like that. But you can do 10 inches, whatever's easier. And to assemble them, I will show you how to assemble them. It's easy. I also made the backing areas. So just carved it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. I made it rough by hand. I want it to look rustic, and I just burned it. And these are the backboards, and you'll see just how it's all assembled. I apologize for the kids playing basketball in the background. There's nowhere else to go. Just a little template I made. Put 2 cuts together, 2 45s. I also made a template for the legs, which you'll see later. You gotta measure for the center. Just roughly 2 3/4 in my project here. Yep, perfect. 2 3/4. The front, measure 1 inch, and then again 2 3/4. Now, I did 1 inch. You don't have to be perfectly. It could be anywhere around there. Just makes it look a little bit more symmetrical. So I just using this just to hold this so it doesn't slide. So you get the leg. Now you can use nails on this. I'm using actually the upholstery bed nails, which I'll show you in a second. I want to flush to the back. Okay. Slid a little bit. These are the type of nails I'm using. So, Okay, so I just glued the other one there, put it down here. Remember, unless you actually put it down on the ground as a separate unit, I'd actually space this out the same as here, but because it's being hung up, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's close, that's all that matters. Be careful when you put the brad nails. Mine actually went through there. I put it too close to the center. So try and keep it away from the center. Okay, let me see here if I can get an angle like this. See, pull it down a little bit higher. Doesn't really make a difference, but it made it a little bit easier. And the other ones I pre-assembled the legs all together with a cross piece. Over here when I was doing the video, I kind of like missed that step, but if you missed that step, it's not a big deal. Just like I did here, just put them in, glue them, and staple them. Just a little bit harder to get in there with a staple gun. That's all. I'd like to say I actually had fun making this and very soothing. That's the template I was talking about. For the leg, you just mark it. And instead of measuring all the time, you have the little piece just from scraps. You mark it like that, put the glue just above it, and there you go. Like so. I get my piece of cross piece there, and just space it out. You can do it by eye, it's not a big deal. Okay, now I'm hoping I can get this brad nail in there because I just screwed myself there. Yeah, I was able to. There you go. Perfect. Okay, it's a lot easier to do on the legs before you actually put it on the wood. I got distracted somehow. You could do this with regular nails, but it would be a little bit harder. I suggest pre-drilling them, the holes, so you're not banging away and splitting wood. Let's see. Got it. Okay. So that's the first part. Now this part is quite easy, self-explanatory. Remember, this is what's going up against the board, so you have to keep everything flush. Now you can get your glue, like so. I usually do it by eye, but you can put a guide here, even like so you know more or less where to go. Right there. Put up against the angle area, and you just have to put brad nails. That's it. Rinse and repeat on the other side. And this is in my way. And staples. Nice. So what I've done is I just got a piece of wood here, and depends on the size what you want to use. I'll put down in the drawing what size I use, and I just carved out a picnic area roughly, and I just burned the wood to make the picnic area stand out. And that's it. So in order to attach this, what I do is more or less eyeball it. Let me just adjust the camera here. So after I marked it, now I just Get my square. And just go right across. And put in a couple holes. And we're to recess them because we're putting screws back here. Okay. So let's see if I can do this. No, I'll adjust the camera. Okay, so make sure your picnic's on the top. Okay, so do that. Let's get some glue on here. You could glue the whole thing, but I don't because sometimes, like here, it's a little bit off, and then you don't want a gap, and you see the glue there. So this will touch for sure. So picnic on the top. Even line here, you can line it up to the same thickness. So, like so. What I like to do is after I line it up, just put in a couple nails just to hold it in place. And that'd probably be enough with the glue and stuff, but if squirrels do go on it, it's gonna be heavy. So you back it up by a couple of screws, and that will hold it for sure. Into my scrap pile. I do have deck screws, but I think I don't think it's a necessity. There you go. Now, here you have it, picnic area. Now we're just gonna spray with some. You can use paint even. This is what I like to use. It just brings it out the wood. I want the wood look.